Hey folks, welcome back to Mass Effect with me, Beanie81. This is, remember last time we managed to reach the Citadel, and we are now exploring it, talking to whoever we can, and basically putting off the meeting with the council as long as we can, because politicians. Anyhow, that said, let's talk to this guy who, well, let's talk to this little politician here.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
That was a little bit rude. But,
I am
that's fine.
Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
Why so cranky?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Well, let's talk
What
about
is
the
this
embassy.
place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
I feel like that's a hint at something, but still, I'm gonna carry on talking. What about the Volus?
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
Actually, history sounds interesting.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
What about your culture?
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
Okay. Fine, let's just ask him about... I'm guessing this is about what his job is.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Din. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The EarthClan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
That might be just because we're much more pleasant people. Well, than this guy. The other guy, the Elcor, is actually a very nice guy, nice person. Well, quite liking his company, but
Why aren't the Volus or
this
Elcor
Volus
part of the
isn't
council?
particularly nice.
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the EarthClans, it would seem.
Yeah.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
And I think that's all I've got to ask him, so I should
Goodbye,
go.
Ambassador.
Yes. Good day, EarthClan.
And we've already talked to both of the Elcor, so let's head on off. And I think this would be a good time to... yeah, we'll head to the council room, and we've been told to report there, haven't we? So let's go. It's the AI there, but that'll just explain a bit about the Citadel itself. I suppose I should speak to it, but unfortunately, in typical role-playing game fashion, if I talk to everybody who's talkable, to, which my OCD typically makes me do quite often. But if I do that, this Let's Play is going to be incredibly long, and most of it is just going to be me talking to people and getting completely useless information, and I think it'll make it a fairly boring watch. So, that said, I'm going to talk to some people, but not everybody. Bit of a in-between, so to speak. Like I talked to those ambassadors, they weren't necessary. There was one quest in that room, but not all of them were that important.
This place is a little too perfect.
I thought she wanted to say something. She mentioned something about bugs. I think she was talking about the keeper, actually. Well, let's head up. Now for an exceptionally long elevator ride, which does seem to be the one of the big things that people know about this game, is that it has long elevator rides and really weird shadows. Hang on. Caden's face isn't making a shadow. Does that mean that his face is a vampire? I'm not sure how it works. I mean, technically it's reflection rather than shadow, but Caden, is your face a vampire? Because you tell me if it was, wouldn't? Yeah, maybe. I'm keeping my eye on you. And oh God, oh God! I'm just gonna run away from it. Stop following me! Oh, they're following me. Oh well. I guess we can. We should be able to survive
Saren's
the
hiding
two
something.
half
Give me
vampire
more
things.
time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Now who's this?
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
You don't like Saren?
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Maybe. Either way, let's head on up then. Doop-de-dee. And by the way, when I said who was that guy, what I didn't say was the actual answer, which is the most awesome character in Mass Effect. At least in my opinion. Although, admittedly, I don't think it shows until... I've seen a bit of footage from Mass Effect 2, and it's... in that, he is... well, that might be a bit spoilery there, revealing that, well, he may die in Mass Effect. The choices you make change the other games. That's actually something I generally don't know. He
The
may
Geth attack
generally
is a
die in
matter of
this
some
if you make a certain
concern,
choice.
But there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent
Especially
these
a smuggler.
accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
How did he get involved?
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Straight to the insults.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres. He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
What if I find
You
proof?
can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
They're not going to see the truth, so...
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
Although, admittedly, the evidence we
This
had
meeting is
was
adjourned.
dubious at best. I mean, the witness testimony of a single smuggler and a dream. Yeah, maybe it was a vision given by the beacon, but still.
Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Wow, that seems... Maybe he's just... If he's just working with the Geth for a bit of extra money. Maybe they offered him a sandwich. Could be that they offered him a sandwich. It could be a very nice sandwich. But either way, we'll trust the captain. Apparently it's to take on the entire human race. That's... Of course, yes. That makes complete sense. How do you know Saren?
Tell me about this history between you and Sarah.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
No, the Council's not going to help us do that.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Can't hurt to talk to him.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
I don't know, the captain's been pretty useful so far. It'd be decent to have him on the team.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Any other leads?
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
What about the captain and Saren?
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Sounds like a monster.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars. It causes them.
I know how the world works. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions. But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
A few things to talk about here. Let's start with the Shadow Broker.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics. Doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
How about the Council and the Ambassador?
Our Ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
I don't know. Sounds like the human race is far too independent to actually sit on the council.
Maybe they'd let us join the council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests too.
It's fair point. If we were to go on the council, if it was that we were too independent, we stopped being independent on it, we'd just be agreeing with them all the time. There'd be no point for us to be on the council. Anyway, Harkin.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Why protect him?
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting
him. What about Spectres?
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How are they chosen?
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done. Like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation. But with him gone, things are still up in the air.
Last thing is to talk about Barlavon.
Tell me about Barlavon.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius. Doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, Spectres. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
And that's everything, so
I should go.
We'll say
Good
bye
luck,
and head off.
I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Right. Now, with that all said and done, we've spoke to the council, we've made our plans to try and figure out what Saren's up to.
Staircases aren't just for show. They make for good defensive positions.
Very military-minded there, Ashley. Anyhow, I know this has been a short episode, folks, but I'm actually going to leave it here. I'm a bit unable to make a long episode today, unfortunately. So, with that all said and done, I hope you enjoyed it. And I will catch you later. See you next time, folks.